Start us off with the global economy is in turmoil, but at least Kenya is celebrating because as a non-commodity producing country, this just means good news for at least most of the things we use.
Yeah, that's definitely true. As much as there is problems, especially in Europe, Kenya is benefiting because we do not produce much of the commodities and we're a net importers. So given that demand for key commodities is reducing in Europe, Kenya is benefiting from the decline in price. So as much as the Kenya shilling was looking a little bit weak earlier last month, we've still been cushioned because some commodities have dropped as far as even 25% when you look at iron and steel. And these are key in big industries in Kenya, such as construction and development, which are big.
Is it likely that the price of fuel will come down? For instance, if the fuel price in Kenya is regulated and people look at what's happening internationally for a sense of where it's heading?
Yes. I believe that if the situation continues as is, we could see a slight decline in fuel prices, much to the relief of the regular Kenyan, because currently pump prices are very high, and that is contributing to the slowing decline in inflation. But given that global prices have been on a downward, we will see a benefit of this probably next month. This month we were not able to see that because the ERC claimed that the Kenya shilling had weakened and the international prices had not reduced substantially, but we've since seen a good decline, and that will definitely trickle down into regular pump prices.
All right, and the other aspect of it is what we had on the screen, the Kenya shilling, which is looked at for a sense of direction as where the fuel price will be. Where do you see it going, considering the CBK's rate decision to keep the CBR unchanged?
Well, their decision was very well advised. It was a good move for them to keep it at that level because had they cut it as some people had wanted, we could have seen a further weakening of the shilling, and that would have been very detrimental across the board. So them keeping it at that level is very good for the Kenya shilling and the currency. And well, the challenge right now is really to control liquidity here within Kenya, because there's a lot of liquidity among the banks, and to that effect the CBK has taken some measures with the introduction of some longer term deposits. Aside from the repo, which is just 7 days, we will have term deposits for up to even 28 days for the banks to be able to keep more money with the CBK and thereby try and combat the excess liquidity, because we're seeing even that the rates on the T-bills are no longer very attractive. Subscription on the recent one was very low. And so CBK, I think through the term deposits, will be able to better control our liquidity.
And the CBK and the MPC appear to be saying at this point, we've done everything we can do. So it's up to you, Treasury, to make some room for economic growth in the country.
Very true, very true. And well, basically, I believe the Treasury really needs to step in now. CBK has done what's required of the CBK. It's the Treasury to determine now issues such as, especially on the upcoming budget, which has been, which people believe is going to be in the range of 1.4 to 1.5 trillion, which is over 25% higher than last year's budget. The Treasury really needs to control its expenditure for the next financial year, because through that we will be able to determine how much domestic borrowing is taken up and how much additional funds will be required from outside, and thereby leaving the Treasury with the role of controlling basically our exchange and fiscal policy.
Let's talk the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Truth be told, it has been a bit dull lately. Where is the excitement, Alistair?
Unfortunately, there's hardly any at the moment. The market is very flat. Year to date, we're up 13% or thereabout, but for the last month, we've not seen much of anything. Focus has been maintained around the big caps. Yesterday and the day before, we've seen the likes of EABL taking up over half of turnover, a single stock. But that's being fueled mostly by foreign participation and position taking on their traditional stocks, which are the bigger caps. So The rest of the market is very dull, and we really don't see much activity outside the big caps for the rest of this week.
Let's move on to Kenya Airways, one of the main stocks listed there. The Treasury, which owns a 23% stake, saying it will not be taking up any more rights. We're still awaiting results out of that national carrier on its rights issue.
Yeah, those were postponed yet again, and as has been mentioned, well, the speculation around the subscription levels and whether there was anything going on around that and boosting the numbers. But, well, the report that came out today saying that Treasury will maintain its stake at 23%, I believe what the Treasury meant was that they would only take up the rights that were allotted to them. Now, in the event that there is an undersubscription of the offer, as is likely, then their percentage holding in the company will inevitably increase, and that is the expectation actually, both on the government and KLM's percentage holding. You see, the 23% was on the assumption that the offer would be fully subscribed, but if we see anything as is being speculated below 80%, then Treasury's stake in the company is definitely going to increase, even though they're going to only take up the rights that were allotted to them.